Now, I was watching the videos last night, and some people picked up the mics and some people didn't. So what's the protocol? You want me to pick the mic up, or you want me just to talk at it? Was it picking it up okay?
It picks it up fine without picking up the mic. So.
Cool. I just feel like karaoke when I pick up the mic.
Drop the mic.
Bust a move. Yep. Young MC.
All right, we're joined by senior Christina Foltz, Wittenberg head coach Paco Labrador, and senior Kara Seidenstricker. Coach, can you open us up with an opening statement from today's 3-1 victory?
Sure. I think that this was a very nice, well-played match by both teams. You could really see the chess match going on with adjustments that we were making and adjustments that they were making. Obviously, the Hendricks team was very clear on how we were going to try to defend their attackers, and they did a really good job of picking the right hitters at the right time to score points. I also thought that we've played a lot of good defensive teams this season, but I don't think we've played a better, scrappier defensive team than Hendricks. There were times when, not just their first touch, they're a very good defensive team getting the first contact in the air, but even if the first contact's not great, they somehow find a way to get a second touch on a ball and keep a ball alive. Balls that usually drop, they were keeping those alive. And I give a lot of credit to that team for that kind of heart, that kind of battle. That's something that I hope that our team can see and emulate down the road.
Can you talk about Kara's serve today? She had 3 service aces, and it seemed that she really got the Hendricks team out of order of the sorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she started practicing that serve as probably towards the second half of her freshman year, and she's been working on it since then. And it's something that in this gym, she feels good serving it. It's something that we've been here enough times. There are other gyms where it's a little bit tougher with where lights are located and the way the gym is set up. So she feels good about the serve, and we're just trying to get our little Micah Hancock over here to be as close to that as possible. So that's an inside joke for volleyball people.
Can you talk about what it's going to take to get the win tomorrow evening?
Oh, well, I don't know who we're playing against, so hopefully we'll go out there and chart and scout. But in 2011 when we were in the national final, I know it took every player at some point making a play. And it didn't have to be a ton of plays, but it's going to require a libero making an incredible dig and a middle making a wonderful block. It's going to require a player that maybe doesn't normally get great digs to get a great dig here and there. So it takes a couple plays per team. It takes a little bit of, honestly, it takes a little bit of luck when a ball rolls your way or you get a little micro touch or little things like that. And then it just takes being poised and calm and knowing that this is essentially just match 6 of a 2-week tournament.
We can open it up to questions now.
Can the players talk a little bit about the fans? You got a nice contingent that's always there. I mean, it's not just this weekend, but they've got to give you guys a little boost. Maybe you can each answer that question.
Yeah, I've always been so grateful for the amount of support we've had on campus and just preparing for these games, like getting comments from people through like text message or people calling us being like, we're going to be watching the game and we're supporting you, like go Rocket. And just knowing that you're going to have the fan base not only like here helping us with the energy, but also back at home supporting us is really awesome to have.
Yeah, exactly what Kara said. The Wittenberg community is like a very strong family, and so we always feel the support from everybody back there, and then we have all of our wonderful parents in the stands as well.
Christine, I want to know who's holding up your big head sign in the stands, and whose parent is dressed up as a tiger?
Actually, the tiger today was another student from school. She drove up, and I believe my fat head is being held by my twin brother.
Okay.
Coach, I want to ask you about Karen. I know, she's a freshman, but she's played a lot of matches this year. You went to her there late in the second and in the third. So in the national semis, you had 2 freshman setters leading this team. I mean, talk about the decision and what made you go to her.
Yeah, we've had 3 setters almost all season, so it's nothing really different for us. Each setter brings a little different aspect to how they play the game. So, Karen's strength is her presence and her vocalness, and she's just a very impactful kind of player when she's on the floor. And so even though she may not have a lot of experience, she goes out there and she has a presence of strength and determination. And she's quite honestly the loudest girl I've ever heard in my entire life. Her voice just travels forever. And we needed we just needed a little bit more clarity on the court at that point, and she's really good about kind of commanding her court and barking things out. But I think it's kind of cliche, but they're not freshmen. They've played against Calvin, they've played against Juniata, they've played against a lot of teams, and so I'm very proud of them for not being rattled by the scenario, but I'm also not super surprised because we've been cultivating them all season long to say, hey, this is the expectation level, this is what we want you to do, so just go out there and do it, and that's all they're doing. They're not overthinking it, just go out there and play.
I also wanted to ask for you and Kara, just looking back at it, when you recruited the senior class during 2011 was a national championship year. Now after 3 really frustrating postseasons, it's kind of come full circle. Have you thought back to this senior class, kind of seeing the national championship year, and now one step away from that this year?
Is that for you, Kara? I could start with that. I could start with by saying that we won the national championship, and 2 days later I called Kara to say, hey, did you watch? What a great game. Wouldn't that be fun to be a Tiger and do something like that? And so it was a very good time for us recruiting-wise because we did have some players, Brianna J. and we've got lots of seniors that were making decisions at that time. And to be able to have them say, wow, this is a team that has not just a chance at winning a national championship, but has won it, it makes a little bit of a difference from a recruiting standpoint. And then I'll have to leave it up to them to decide if that was a big factor in it or if it wasn't. But was that a big factor?
I think that just knowing that you're coming into a program that has a really strong history and being able to be a competitive team for numerous years. And then this year knowing that we have that alumni that has been in our shoes has been extremely helpful. They have been part of the process of our ride here ever since the beginning. So that's really nice to know that they've also got our backs.
Yeah, on the ride here on the bus, we handed out a book of wisdom from all of the people who have been to the Elite Eight and Final Four and Finals, and that was 2005 players, 2006 players, 2007, the 2011 team. They all wrote something, and we made a little book for them and handed it out to the team. So it's a really nice little support system that we have there.
Any other questions?
I'd like to ask Kara, your serve is really impressive. And what kind of reaction do you get from opposing teams when you get on a roll like you did in the third or fourth?
I think that it's just a lot of determination. I see the fight that they have. I know the passers on Hendricks, they were just fighting all they could just to, as long as they got the ball up, they knew their teammates could do the rest. So it's really cool to see where they step up as well as I try to step up on my end.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great answer, Kara. Way to give a compliment. Fair enough.